So the first thing we want to do is mix up this cement. This particular brand requires a 3-to-1 ratio of the powder and water. Mix everything up until you have a mixture that kind of feels like pancake batter. We're going to use this plastic container as a mold. The first thing I'm going to do is spray it with a little bit of cooking spray. It's going to make the cement pop out really easily. I thrifted this cute little cup and I want it to sit at the bottom to hold a succulent. So I want this to dry on an angle so that the base is actually wider than the top. It's going to help it stand up a little bit better. And then I'm just going to push the teacup into the bottom portion of this. Once I have everything exactly where I want it, I am going to walk away. I'm going to leave this alone for at least 24 hours and let everything dry. I'm going to use the same process for this mold. And for this one, I am placing a little saucer on the bottom. Now I need to keep this in place. So I've rigged up a few craft sticks and some painter's tape to help keep this plate exactly where I want it while it dries. While the cement is still wet, I'm going to take some stones and place them in here just for a little bit of decoration. This is one way to embellish these. The other way is to wait until the cement completely dries and then you can paint it. It has been a full 24 hours and these are dry. Now, because I sprayed them with oil, they pop out beautifully. Sometimes this back might still be a little bit wet, so you may want to let it dry out of the mold for another couple of hours. Now, this should stand nicely by itself once I have it in place. I chose to put a little tiny succulent in my teacup and use the saucer as a candle holder. This is a fun accessory in my living room. It was really easy to make, and I was able to use an inexpensive plastic container and some pretty thrifted china pieces. I hope this inspired you to make some concrete creations for yourself.
I picked up this small metal planter at Value Village and some pre-mixed concrete patch from Home Depot. Grab a spatula and your ready mixed concrete and begin to apply the product around the outside of the planter. You don't have to be too careful with this application, but you want to ensure that you are scraping and smoothing out some of the larger clumps and bumps along the way. Let this dry according to your concrete mix instructions. When your planter is nice and dry, grab a fine grit sandpaper and carefully give it a good sand to remove any larger bumps or hardened areas that look too unrealistic for cement planters. Next, pre-mix a small amount of paint with about a cup of water. Once your paint is mixed, begin to apply it lightly with short strokes. Allow your paintbrush to dry out in places so you can get a realistic texture. If you're happy with the overall look of the planter, it's time to stuff it with greenery, plants, or decor of your choice. I wanted to create a winter-style planter, so I snipped off some branches of an old pine tree we had in our yard. Begin filling the planter as you please. There you have it. I hope this inspired you to create your own winter concrete planter.
Luxury candles can cost a fortune, but what if I told you that you could create the same high-end look for a fraction of the price? First, we are mixing our concrete in a bucket. You want your concrete to be the consistency of sour cream. Follow the instructions on the concrete you choose, but then add a bit of water at a time until you reach the desired consistency. To create that sleek, modern bowl shape, I used 2 plastic bowls with the same shape but different sizes. I poured the concrete into the larger bowl. You want to move pretty quickly because the concrete can begin to set. You want to ensure it is generally level. You can add something heavy to the smaller bowl like a can of paint or rocks like I did. I then press the smaller bowl inside of the larger bowl in the concrete to form the perfect mold. Make sure it is generally level and tap to get any air bubbles to rise to the surface. I waited a few hours until dry. Once the concrete was fully set, I used a hammer to gently tap around the edges, loosening the bowls until they pop right off. If your bowls don't come out easily, pop it into the freezer or surround it with ice cubes for 30 minutes. It works like a charm. If you're looking for a more polished look, grab a rotary sander and smooth out any air bubbles or rough spots. This is totally optional, but definitely elevates the look of your candle by looking finished. I then added wicks to the bottom of the bowl. There's no right or wrong number, but I wanted this to feel like a large luxury candle, so I opted for 4 wicks here. Now for the star of the show, black candle sand. Unlike traditional wax, this gives the candle an ultra luxurious sculptural feel while still being completely functional. Just pour it in, cut your wick down to 1/4 of an inch, and you've got a candle that looks like it belongs in a high-end boutique. The best part, when the wick burns out, just replace it. No melting, no mess. It's endlessly reusable, making it both beautiful and practical.
I'm going to grab me some solar lights. Next, head over to the hardware store. I'm going to grab me about 100 feet of nylon rope. First thing I got to do is blow up this dollar beach ball. Then I got to get out some Portland cement. Make sure it's not concrete, but cement. Take a little bucket and you're going to pour some water in first so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Add that cement as much as you can. Then if it gets a little too thick, add some more water, but you keep stirring. You want it actually really thin, a lot thinner than it would if it was pudding, because we need to coat that rope. Go ahead and mix it all up, and once you do, take that first bit of rope and put it in there. Make sure you're wearing some gloves and just soak it up. If it gets a little bit too lumpy, go ahead and add some more water. Now, on that beach ball, just start laying that rope. You're just going to start roping it all the way around. It's going to be a little bit of a messy job, but it's going to be worth it. Just keep wrapping that rope all over. When you get to the beginning of that rope, make sure you got it all covered up so that it holds it in place. Again, just keep that cement going and just keep running all over that ball. You're going to keep going all the way around until you got a pretty good amount around it. Once you get to the end, what you're going to do is tuck that last bit in underneath the rope, and it's going to hold it in place. Then what we can do is move on to possibly adding a little bit more cement. Again, I mixed some more water with it and used a brush. Make sure you cover all that rope. We want it to stiffen up as best we can. Go ahead and get it all on there. We're going to let it sit for a couple hours once we get it covered. Once it's covered, take a knife and just puncture the beach ball. It only cost me $1, so it was fine. Once we get it all the air out, just go ahead and pull it through one of the bigger openings between the ropes. Just pull it all the way out, and then you've got this wonderful string orb. Now, I want to clean it up. Took a little bit of a plastic fork and just cleaned up the edges. Don't want anything flaking off. Now, let me show you a secret. Take a squirt bottle and start squirting all the string, and you're just going to powder it with the cement. Just keep doing that all over. Spray it on with water, and then put some more cement on. What this does is make it thicker and strengthen it up. Just keep doing this over and over until you get the right thickness. Once you get it all wet up and thickness out, we're going to grab that dollar light again. Now, it's solar powered, so no need to worry about a switch. Take out the bottom part. You're going to turn it around, put it in, and that's what's going to stick into the ground. Go ahead and put it right into the ground, right in the area you want to put it. And then you're going to take your string orb and you're going to put it right over the light, right in the middle, and lay it on down. Get it positioned exactly where you want it. Once it's in place, it just looks really good, just sitting there. It's waterproof because it's on the nylon rope and it's made out of cement. But once night comes, look at it light up. It is amazing to see from your yard and from the street. I hope this inspired you to build your own string light cement orb.
This plastic dollar store planter definitely needs a makeover. I'm going to get my paint ready before I do anything else. I've grabbed some gray chalk paint and some sand that I found at the dollar store. Now that the paint is quite thick, I'm going to get the planter ready. A quick sanding with a sanding block is all the planter needs. This will rough up the surface a bit and help the paint adhere a little better. I want to cover the entire planter except the bottom. It's important to cover the edges and the inside lip of the pot as well so that it looks real and authentic. I don't want any of the plastic visible. Now that the paint and sand mixture is all dry, I want to brush on some dark gray paint. I'm not going to cover the entire surface, but I want to brush it on kind of randomly. For the final paint layer, I want to add a little white to highlight the edges and the high points. I'm adding some white first, and then I'm going to mix it with a little gray just with my brush. Finally, I want to seal the planter with a clear coat. Since my planter will be outside, this is just going to help to protect the paint and the sand mixture from all the elements. It's time to fill my planter with potting soil and add a beautiful plant. The texture and paint make this planter look completely different now. You would never know it was the plastic planter from the dollar store. I hope this has inspired you to give your planters a makeover as well. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Home Talk. I'll see you next time.